In this video, I'm gonna talk about 4 reasons why you end up with a tattoo that curses you. A tattoo that curses you. You think that's not possible? Trust me, let's get into it. Generally speaking, in a society or a community that accepts tattoos, where people pretty much have tattoos everywhere you go, there are usually like 3 general reactions you'll get from tattoos. And now in places where tattoos aren't accepted, okay, that's a whole different story. No matter what kind of tattoo you have in that kind of place, you'll probably be looked at like you're less than. You'll probably be judged, you'll probably be avoided in places where tattoos aren't generally accepted. But this is regarding places where tattoos are generally common and accepted. The first reaction you'll get, one of 3 reactions that you'll get, is they'll be repelled by you. They'll look at your tattoos and be like, okay, something is not right with this person. Stay away from this person. You know, depending on what kind of tattoo you get, where you get it, something in that tattoo will tell people, get away from me. You know, the second reaction you may get is gonna be kind of like, oh look, tattoos, cool. Nothing special, nothing crazy, not so much a repel vibe, not an attractive vibe. It's just a neutral, just like, oh, guy with tattoos, whatever. Girl with tattoos, okay, cool. And then the third reaction you may get is, wow, look at that tattoo.
Wow, look at that tattoo.
Like, whoa, that is wild, that is beautiful, that's amazing. How in the world did they do that? How in the world is it that someone created that work of art on that person? Let's go talk to them. I have to say something. That is ideally what you're shooting for. But I'm gonna tell you 4 reasons why you will get a tattoo of the first reaction, where people are like, ugh. Get away. Or, ugh, stay away from that person. Do not talk to that person. Something is off with that person. So one reason why you may end up with a tattoo that curses you, that repels all kinds of beautiful people and opportunities, let's just be real. If you're repelling people, you're repelling opportunities. If you're attracting people, you're attracting opportunities. If you're not attracting or repelling people, you're not attracting or repelling opportunities. It's just a neutral. It's like non-existent. So if you're repelling people, and I'm talking about good people, people with a sound mind, people who are sharp, people who are amazing, if you're repelling those kinds of people because of what your tattoo is telling people, one reason that may have occurred is because you were impatient to get your tattoo. You were impatient. You didn't do the research. You didn't go out and really dive deep and see whose work is amazing. You just did the eeny, meeny, miny, mo. This shop is closest to me. I'm going in and I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna pick something out of the wall because I want a tattoo right here, right now, just because I want a tattoo. That could be the first reason. Because you're impatient. You didn't do due diligence. You didn't check out the artist. You didn't check out the history of their art. You didn't look at their portfolio. You just did whatever. They're a tattoo shop. They can tattoo whatever. But that's not the truth. That's not the truth. Something you need to know about tattooing and the tattoo industry is that not all tattoo shops are actually comprised of artists. Some of them, a lot of them, are just in it for the hustle. Let me clear this up. Here in Hawaii, to own a tattoo shop, you don't have to be an artist. You don't even have to know how to tattoo. I'm not kidding. In the tattoo industry here in Hawaii, to own a tattoo shop, you don't even have to know how to tattoo. All you need to know to get your tattoo license here in Hawaii is how to be sanitary, how to properly handle bloodborne pathogens, how to understand and mitigate and prevent cross-contamination of bloodborne pathogens and viruses and all that kind of stuff. To get your tattoo license here in Hawaii, it's more about sanitation. You don't have to know how to tattoo. I'm not kidding. A lot of these people, there's a lot of shops here in Hawaii. I'm not gonna point them out. They're all over the world where people have just gotten their tattoo license, which basically states, I know how to handle bloodborne pathogens. I know how to keep the place clean, sanitary. I know how to not infect your skin. That's basically all it says. And even that, people just barely pass that test by flying, they barely pass that test by a stroke of luck. And when they begin their tattooing business, they don't even follow any of those rules. I've come across artists, shop owners who have disgusting health practices when it comes to cross-contamination. It's like cross-contamination all across the board. I don't say anything, but I have an OCD thing. I'm a little bit obsessive compulsive, so for me, I'm very anal about cross-contamination. That's like a must. But the crazy thing is how there are people out there doing scratcher tattoos out of a shop. Some of you who are impatient even went to some backyard artist who doesn't even know sanitation things, who doesn't even know how to not destroy your skin, scar up your skin, make it look horrible. That thing is a representation, visible on display for life. For life. That thing is on display
for life. Forever. Forever.
And that thing is talking to people. It's a language. Tattoos are a language. It's speaking to people without you having to speak your own tongue. It's speaking to people. It's telling people things. It's giving people an impression. It holds a vibrational frequency. Tattoos hold a vibrational frequency. And if that thing looks gross, if it looks ugly, if it looks like it was infected, if it looks all scarred up, because that person didn't know what they were doing, because they weren't an artist, because they weren't a tattoo artist, because they were just maybe so young in their journey, which, that is also a case too. An apprenticeship that is done correctly, you can mitigate that kind of stuff. Because you start with very baby steps. You practice on the fake skin, really get a hang of it. I know tattoo artists and apprentices whose beginner's work was amazing. I see the people who are doing it correctly, their first works on skin are amazing. And I've seen it, it's possible. So I know it's not always the case that just because you're starting, it's gonna be horrible and messed up. No, you can really take baby steps as an artist, as a tattoo artist. So if you have a scratcher cursed tattoo that you regret, it's because you're impatient. And remember, this is for life. For life. The second reason why you may end up with a tattoo that curses you and repels amazing people, repels opportunity, is because of your lack of discernment, your lack of knowledge. And I kind of touched on this in the first one. Not a lot of people know that to open up a tattoo shop, you don't have to know how to tattoo. Not a lot of people know that. They think just because it's a tattoo shop, okay, cool, they know what they're doing. Not always the case. Not a lot of people know that you should look at their entire portfolio. Sometimes people will look at one tattoo that they did and be like, oh wow, he can tattoo. But sometimes that's not a consistent thing. That may be one of their lucky days. And usually they're not like that. So you have to look at their whole portfolio. And of course, not everyone will post everything on their portfolio, but generally speaking, I mean, you can get a good idea. If they have a huge portfolio and like 95% of it is like, dang, you know what I mean? Then, I mean, you're probably gonna be better off. Chances are you won't get a tattoo that curses you. So a lot of it has to do with your lack of knowledge and your lack of discernment. Sometimes you don't know. You don't know that this person is only in it for the money. They're not in it because they actually take pride in their work. And I'm not talking about the pride where I spoke in another video where it prevents you from learning. I'm just talking about where they take pride in their craftsmanship. They take pride in the process and what they do and the purpose behind it all. So you have to dive deep, research this. This is on you for life. This is on you for life. A lot of people are searching for bargains, and you get a bargain tattoo, which is on you for life. Bargain tattoo for life. You get a mediocre thing on your skin, in your skin, forever. So that's a mistake. You want to avoid a tattoo that curses you. Do your due diligence and do the research. Research the artist. Research.
Research.
Use your discernment. Exercise that discernment. The knowing. The third reason why you may end up with a tattoo that curses you is because you are choosing the artist for the wrong reason. You've been choosing the artist to tattoo you for the wrong reason. Sometimes it's like, oh yeah, I know that guy. I know him, so he must be able to do good tattoos on me. No. Just because you know somebody, and that might not even be in a professional sense, you know what I mean? You may know him because you knew him at the bar. Oh yeah, I know that guy from the bar. Or oh yeah, that's my friend's brother, sister's cousin. Oh yeah, that's my auntie's brother's uncle. Just trust me. Tattooing and tattoos that are gonna be on you for the rest of your life, you don't wanna choose people because of that. Also, another wrong reason in my career, in my own experience of getting tattoos, a reason why you end up with a tattoo that curses you is you're looking at someone's portfolio and you're like, oh, they got clean lines. Oh, they can shade. And so you're like, okay, he can do what I want him to do. That's also choosing the artist for the wrong reason. You want to vibrate and resonate deeply, entirely with the artist's work, their style, what they're about, their entire brand. You want to resonate deeply with all of it. And I'm talking about if you really want a tattoo that is gonna be amazing and attracts opportunity, attracts amazing people, and just sparks up awesome conversations, you wanna choose an artist because you resonate deeply with their art, with their style. Don't look at it and be like, oh, he has clean lines, she has clean lines, she does shading, therefore she can do or he can do this art that I want him to do. It doesn't work like that if you want an awesome tattoo that attracts awesome prosperity, opportunities, and people. I'm telling you.
Don't do that.
And don't choose people because they're cheap. That will definitely get you in a situation where you have a tattoo that curses you for life. I know a lot of people who've done that. Oh, it was cheap. Yeah, it looks cheap. Tattoos that are cheap look cheap. Makes you look cheap. I'm telling you, it makes you look quote unquote ghetto. People can say whatever they want to say about this, but this tattoo right here means so much, and it's been done by a world-class Polynesian tattoo artist, my friend Leland, on Instagram, Ink Leland 13. But so in a culture where tattoos aren't accepted, no matter what tattoo you have, people are gonna look down on you, judge you. But in a culture where tattoos are accepted, you'll still get those 3 reactions that I mentioned. And these tattoos that I have, they've sparked so many amazing conversations, and I've gotten so many amazing compliments. I've met so many amazing people, just strangers, that have just commented and sparked up conversation because they just were wowed by the art on my body, which is wild. You know, and I think back to my own reactions of people that I see with amazing art. I've done the same. When I've seen people with amazing art, it's like I have to just go up to them and ask them, who did that? That is amazing. I'll go up to them and just be like, wow, and talk story like, how long did that take? That is incredible. And then I've seen tattoos that are obviously scratcher tattoos, backyard tattoos, and I'm just like, oh, poor thing. You're gonna walk around with that for the rest of your life if you don't decide to get that covered up. And I'm just like, oh, man. Some of them I'll look at, you can call it judging, but I call it assessing. I'm not looking down on them, but I will avoid certain people when they have certain tattoos. But it doesn't mean I'm mean to them. It doesn't mean I curse them. You know, if they come my way and we cross paths, I'm always very polite. I'll, always send my best wishes, and I'll be as generous as I can. So don't get me wrong, I'm not like judging people, but I am telling you, the world will do that.
The world will do that.
If I'm doing it and I'm a very kind person and I don't have beef with people and I'm always helping people, if I do that and I'm that kind of person, I already know what the rest of the world is thinking. They're already thinking the worst. And I've seen it. And I've seen people though, like, who have these scratcher tattoos, and I think like, oh gosh, it's so hard to look at. Like, why would you do that, And I already know it's repelling opportunity. They won't get certain jobs in certain places. I mean, as far as me, I'm a tattoo artist, so I'm not like concerned about that, but I'm just saying, pay attention to who you're allowing to tattoo you, because that will play a huge role in whether you're satisfied with the art that is going to be on your body for life. It's on you for life, so don't get cheap on it. I mean, stay within your budget. I'm not saying go into crazy debt, but find an artist where you really love the work, because it's gonna, when you get something that means something to you, you know, these are like sacrifices. These are like, we are putting ourselves through pain for something we love and feel so strongly about. In most cases, if it's done correctly, some people are just doing it for fashion. Just like, oh yeah, it looks cool, so let's just put it on there. And sometimes even those don't look cool. But when you get something that really means something, and you get it from an artist where you just love their work, you know, it just moves you. Oftentimes that work moves other people as well. It just moves them. When you have that on you, I'm telling you, the confidence and the strength, the surge of strength that comes through you, or whatever the meaning is behind it, is incredible. It's priceless, and it's with you for the rest of your life. So don't get cheap with it. Don't choose artists just because you think they can do what you want them to do, but it's not the same kind of art that they do. Don't do that. Because you'll find an artist who loves to do the work that you want. You want a Polynesian tattoo? Find an artist who specializes in it and loves Polynesian tattoos. Because when you get an artist that loves that, trust me, it's love that gets poured into your skin. It's love, passion, and purpose that gets poured into your skin. When you're doing it because, you know, it's the first person that you know that can tattoo or whatever, and they're cheap, trust me, it's not love. It's not love, it's not craftsmanship, it's not passion and purpose that's getting poured into your skin. It's it's a curse. It's a curse. So be very aware of why you're choosing a certain artist. Why you're choosing a certain artist. Because even that relationship can be very healing. Just with that artist. It can be very healing. So the fourth reason why you end up with a tattoo that may curse you is because you have the inability to surrender to the process. You may have a very severe control issue where you need to control every little thing. And this often stems from childhood trauma or just trauma in general, where you were out of control, and it's become a trauma response to try and control everything. But control is an illusion. Control is an illusion. All you can do really on your part is choose the artist wisely. So if you find an artist and you love their work, and I'm telling you, when you choose an artist, you want to love majority of all their work. Like absolutely, like at least 95% of all the work they do, you want to love it. That's how you choose your artist. If you still do that, and then you end up entering this process with this artist, and then you start trying to control every little thing this artist does. No, I want you to put this here, that over here, this come down like that, this move to the side, oh, I move this down a millimeter, oh, this gotta move a little centimeter to the left, oh, can you switch all this? No, I'm telling you. Most artists who are in their right mind will say that job is not for them. But the artists who don't have a voice and don't know how to stand up and align with their core values and stand firm in their core values will oftentimes
hate the process.
They will hate the process. You're gonna throw them out of their creative flow. You're gonna just jam them up mentally, emotionally. You're gonna stress them out, which is something you don't wanna do to someone who's gonna implant something in you that's permanent for life in your skin. You don't wanna stress them out. The way you let them really flow and get into their creativity and let them tap into that magic, that amazing gift that God has given them, is you let them do their thing. You let them do their thing. You let go of control. You gotta let go and surrender to the process. It's a process. And it's symbolic to surrendering to the process in life. The thing about tattooing, it's very much like a rite of passage. It's very symbolic to what you do in life. You surrender to the process. You surrender to the pain. You sacrifice. It's like a blood pain sacrifice for something you love so much. It's like your declaration to the world how much you love this and how much it means to you and how much you believe in it. So you have to let go of control. And like I said, a lot of this control stems from childhood trauma or just trauma in general, being abused, whatever it is, being abused in some kind of way, mental, emotional, physical, being abused oftentimes really puts a damper on our ability to let go of control and surrender to the process. So practice. You're gonna have to practice this. So the best you can do is choose an artist that you really love their work, at least 95% of it, and just trust. I mean, there's nothing wrong with, telling the artist according to their profile, like what their portfolio already displays. You can say, oh, I like how you made this tattoo like this. Like, can you make a combination of this one and this other one that you did? Like, there's nothing wrong, and that's perfect because you're still referencing their work and their style and what they've already done. But when you really start trying to be the artist through their hands, it doesn't work like that. They're not your puppet. They're not your glove. You're trusting them to rely on a God-given gift that was given to them, given to us, to implant something so beautiful on behalf of what you want it to mean, on behalf of your intention. But it doesn't work by you controlling every little thing and undermining our artistic ability. I've been an artist my entire life, and I've been tattooing for about 13 years. So when people start telling me, oh, can you move this to here and that to here and this millimeter here and this move over a centimeter, I'm already operating on what I feel looks best according to what they want it to mean. I'm already operating with all my years of experience. I'm already operating in that. And when you start doing that, it's like you're undermining me. It's like you're undermining the code that has already been given to me. You're undermining the gift that God has given to me. There's a reason why God gave me this gift and hasn't given people like that the gift. If God has given you that gift, to tattoo and to understand composition on a body, which is different from a frame, different from a square piece of paper, a rectangle piece of paper. There are artists who are great at paper, rectangle canvases, but when it comes to the body, it's different. There's flow, there's contours. So the arrangement is different. If you wanted to really pop, if you wanted to make an impression on people, if you wanted to really just wow people, you have to trust that artist, that they know what they're doing, and trust that there's a reason why you love 95% of their portfolio, why you love 95% of their work, why you love their brand and what they're about. Trust that there's a reason why you love that. And don't try to get in your head, don't get lost in your head and try to control and take all that away from the artist's profession and their experience. Don't interrupt, don't stress them out. Don't be a thorn in their process.
Surrender, let go, and trust.
If you've done your due diligence, if you're not choosing the artist for the wrong reason, if you're not doing it just because they're cheap or just because that's your friend's sister's brother's cousin, trust that you did your part already. You set your intention, you told them what you wanted to mean, you gave them a general idea, you love all their work, trust that they will make something incredible. The more you can trust in the artist, and you've chosen with a sound mind, and you've chosen and did your due diligence and research, the more you've done that and you let go to the process and trust the artist, the more amazing that work will come out and be on you, in you, a part of you for the rest of your life. And trust me, that's key for it to be such a wowing factor in your tattooing. That's when you get that reaction where people are like, wow, that's amazing, wow, that looks great. That's how you get that reaction. That's how you get a tattoo that blesses you and doesn't curse you. If you found any of this helpful, especially if you're searching for your first time tattoo and you don't know how to go about it, you almost made the wrong choice and were falling into those pitfalls of what I just mentioned, leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. Let me know your experience of your first tattoo or a horrible tattoo that you've gotten in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. I'll be posting more of these videos to help people understand tattooing, understand the art and the depth behind it, how to unlock more of your creativity and your artistic gift. I'll be making more of these videos. So stay tuned. Thank you for watching. Love you guys. Aloha.